This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map Tiki Turmoil for this 1v1 in the north, kicking it as the yellow Steel Talons. This is Futurama. And in the south as the blue, playing ZOCOM. Someone we haven't seen for a little while. This is Jackster. I think I have cast Jackster in the past, but I think it has been a minute. And we get to see the map Tiki Turmoil, which, for those of you who haven't experienced the wonder of the Walrus Man, Mr. Nightmare Walrus Man for everyone. Nobody understands why that bridge has that face on it, but it does, and there's nothing that we can do about it. I feel like this is one of those, selection bias things or something, I don't know. But I feel like we've been seeing a lot of Steel Talons and ZOCOM games. It's probably the exact same number, but for whatever reason it's lined up that those have been the replays that have been sent in, or I'm checking out replays that were sent in a little while ago, and they happen to be ZOCOM versus Steel Talons. I feel like we've just been seeing a lot of GDI matches, especially with these two sub-factions. Not that I'm complaining, because they've pretty much all been fantastic matches. Jackster grabs the defensive turret. He's going to be pushing Futurama away. Also, I was just looking at some Senna games, and Senna typically plays yellow. I'm going to try my best not to call Futurama Senna. It may end up happening throughout this match. And, yeah, Tiki Turmoil, one of those maps that we don't see super often. It can get a little split mappy. I don't know exactly why. Like, there's pretty good distance between your main and your third, or excuse me, your natural and your third, and you've got these two blue, so it's not like Tournament Galaxy, where that one is just begging to be split map Campfest. And this one is kind of similar, but there's, I don't know, there's more space, there's more terrain breakup. It can get a bit split mappy, camp out, and just wait for the other guy to attack. And, you know, with one guy playing Steel Talons, maybe he's going to feel like, I've got the artillery advantage, I can make him come attack me. So we'll have to see if Futurama's entire build is just get out some behemoths. He doesn't have artillery, he doesn't have railguns. Sit back and relax, build some anti-air. But we shall see. First 5 pit bulls going to be skating up. 5th one a little bit far behind, a little bit of a delay. Jackster pulls the first harvester, nice and early. We'll see if he's going to be able to hold off these pit bulls. This is pretty perfect harvester control. I mean, when you're going up against 5 pit bulls like this, you really couldn't ask for better control of a harvester than this. It does end up going down, but the fact that it lasted that long is probably good enough. 2 pit bulls have gone down on the side of Futurama, and there are 2 watchtowers here, but they were going for the foxhole first and going for the pit bulls second. So the pit bulls are going to get some extra shots off. 3 watchtowers, a delightful delay to the economy at the natural expansion of Jackster. I think that was all Futurama really wanted to do with those 5 pit bulls, and he has done that wonderfully, forcing him to spend all of the cash on these watchtowers, and during that time, soaking up any additional income that Jackster would have liked to be putting into more harvesters, a second refinery, and instead Jackster goes for a war factory at the natural expansion instead of his second refinery. So, all that to say, Futurama is in prime position to run away with this game economically, and we'll see how he decides to play this out. Jackster could go for a big boom of units, super tight refinery placements. I'm digging that. In a game where you don't have to worry about one-clicks, I mean, it gets like an orbital bombardment. Could be problematic, but not really. When you don't have to worry about catalyst missile, tip vapor bomb, nothing like that, I love this placement. Super tight, especially when you're worried about getting those extra bits of repair on those harvesters. Single rifleman running through the base of Jackster, and does get cleaned up there, but Futurama gets a pretty good look inside of the base of Jackster. Looks like the first airfield has been deployed, and it's actually, is this just base crawl? And the Orca flies directly, well, not directly, but almost, it does fly directly over that rifleman. So Futurama really, really wants to reveal to Jackster, I have an airfield, I have Orcas, I assume this is not some kind of weird misdirect. I assume it was just, I don't know, like a Q select all army kind of thing. Pitbulls against Pitbulls in the middle of the map. Jackster sending out a couple of Predator tanks. And I hope he's not like me, who forgets that you're playing ZOCOM partway through, and then you build Predator tanks, and you go up to Tier 3, and you're like, oh, yeah, I don't have railguns. Oops. Mass Pitbull coming out here from Futurama. Jackster bringing... Nope, never mind. That Orca zoked right out of there. He was like, I am not sticking around. That one ZOCOM Orca was not wanting to tango with all of those Pitbulls. Jackster going on the offensive a little bit, but kind of in an awkward, haphazard way. His MCV not deploying on the other side of the map, taking a bit of chip damage from that rifleman. Finally, it does deploy, as it looks like Futurama is primed to take his third base. And Jackster catching up pretty well in economy. They've both harvested their main field. They're both a good chunk into their natural expansion as well. This little bit remaining there for Futurama, as Jackster has harvested away a big part of his natural expansion. And both players ready to take that third. Orcas almost passing by each other, like orcas in the night, or orcas in the daytime, I guess. Zorka's going to be able to jump on one harvester, gets a second harvester, but a big chunk of damage, not enough to kill it off. And what is the deal with these orcas of Futurama? Is he just using them for scouting? I'm genuinely not sure what Futurama's plan with these orcas is. All right, Tech Center has been deployed. No railguns as the immediate start, and also no tungsten shell, which tungsten shell might actually be the better thing to go for right out of the gate. A couple of Predator tanks, a couple of APCs getting targeted by Futurama. Jackster going to be forced to pull back just a smidge. He's camping outside of Futurama's base. Futurama taking a look inside of Jackster's base on the left side of the map. Both of them a little hesitant to deploy at their third just yet. Jackster is going to try and jump on the MCV. This could be big trouble for Futurama. He doesn't have a lot of ground forces, and it depends on if Jackster wants to commit to the attack and just sacrifice whatever is necessary to get that MCV. He does indeed. What's going on? Futurama on the other side of the map, left the side of the map with a ton of Pitbulls just going for the backstab. Good chunk of Pitbulls getting eliminated by those ZOCOM Orcas, and they fly into the air. These guys are not the support air Orcas, and instead they are getting cleaned up on the deck. Every single Orca goes down. Jackster gutting Futurama. Meanwhile, Futurama gutting Jackster, but it's a double MCV play. It's behemoths on the left side of the map as well. This game was going about 10 miles an hour until 2 minutes ago, where it just went 0 to 100 real quick. APC after APC getting eaten up, but it's not enough to break Jackster. His attack presses on forward. Meanwhile, on the left side of the map, Futurama has completely kicked him out of his third base. Jackster is going to have to pull back to his natural expansion and try to make whatever he can out of the stuff he's already got. The MCV won't escape. No, Jackster deploys a sonic emitter right next to the war factory of Futurama. This game just suddenly exploding into chaos as Jackster he can't hold on to this MCV, surely. I mean, he can't escape, surely, but he is going to try and hold on, and he is almost going to get, barely. He is not going to get that refinery. So close to cleaning up that ref of Futurama. Firehawk swing through, take a shot at those hammerheads, and the Firehawk does return home. I think no ceramic armor just yet for Jackster. Jackster going to be able to jump on the Titan, the first one of the match, and APC's almost getting crushed there, but everyone kind of just avoids everything. That was kind of a wash overall. Jackster presses in. He's got the bigger ground army, and it looks like the Predator tanks are going ahead. They're going to try and jump on one behemoth. More Predator tanks coming in from the right side for Jackster. He finally gets that refinery. He gets the Titans as well. Both Titans go down, and the MCV might be the next target for Jackster. Titans going up against Predator tanks from ZOCOM, but the Preds are winning the day, and two harvesters full of Tiberium An easy target there for Jackster to clean that up. And finally, the Hammerheads of Steel Talons coming to the rescue. What a backwards game this is. Jackster, the dominating force on the ground with his tanks, playing as ZOCOM, and Futurama with his incredible aircraft as Steel Talons? I'm not even sure what's going on in this match, but Futurama is trying to stabilize. He's been able to hold on to a little bit of his infrastructure back home on the right side of the map. If he had been able to maintain build radius here, it would be a good spot for a refinery. Relatively safe, all things considered. Jackster, I assume, has gotten up another MCV at some point, although I don't see him moving out on the map. If he doesn't have an MCV, then he's kind of, well, I guess whatever he can long-distance harvest is going to have to be good enough. One thing is, neither one of these guys has had the spare cash to get really any additional base defenses, so Static D has been quite light throughout this game, and in this particular case, because Jackster is MCV-less, he has not been able to deploy any anti-air batteries to hold off these Hammerheads. Orca Strike coming in. Oh, if that would have been an MCV, that would have been an almost perfectly timed strike, an almost perfectly executed move by Futurama. Futurama pulls back from Jackster's side of the map and maybe just goes for his own expansion. I'm not sure where did he sell off the MCV? He may have, as Jackster is, and Futurama is this like a stalemate suddenly? So Futurama can't rebuild an MCV. So if his MCV, you know, it's yellow on a desert map. If his MCV disappeared, then he's got an airfield, and that's it. And I think no income. Well, he's got the tip spike. And Jackster, on the other hand... Ooh, that's a pitbull down there. Jackster can rebuild an MCV, but probably... okay. He managed to sneak it out. He's got himself set up again. Pitbulls and APCs, they're going to try and trade out against these Hammerheads. Hammerheads clean up one APC. Nicely done there. And I think Futurama is just going to try and hold off. Yeah, okay, so the MCV was sold off. There's the engineer. And some of these guys going fully heroic. Futurama trying to trade out against the Harvesters, gets that Pitbull as he tries to find some kind of safety. And another Pitbull steps on out, but it gets jumped on immediately and eaten up. Those fully heroic rockets do their damage and do a good chunk of it as well. Reverse move, Bug kills that APC as he reverse moves the wrong direction. Those Harvesters up top might actually be the obvious choice for Futurama to go kill. Cut off all of the income. Power plant doesn't go down. One Harvester gets eliminated. A second Harvester takes a big chunk of health. And Futurama manages to clean up a second Harvester, maybe even a third, as it's a little bit far out, a little bit exposed. This engineer is going to have to run for the hills. And Jackster just got 3 Harvesters worth of Tiberium. Maybe just 2. He does have a third Harvester, but it's out harvesting right now. Futurama, if he could pick off a couple of these power plants, that would just help slow down Jackster. Futurama's in a situation where every little bit helps. I don't think Jackster realizes the situation he's in. This one combat engineer going ham against the forces of Jackster. And taking out a refinery, I mean, not the worst thing here. Oh, supersonic airstrike almost catches Futurama, but it misses. And another Pitbull cleaned up. Futurama so close to getting wiped out as, one Hammerhead goes down. Jackster, if he realized the situation Futurama was in, he would probably just move across the map and go for the kill directly, not try anything else. It looks like this engineer is about to go down. Heroic engineer standing up to the Zone Raiders, as mean as they are. Am I tripping? Is that the Zone Raider portrait always, or is that a change that massively made? I would swear that that is not what the Zone Raider portrait actually used to look like. Briefly online, as that AA battery will now be forever out of power. The power plant gets eliminated. Futurama, is he going to be able to pull something out? Another low power AA battery. I can't believe he's not powering down like every other structure that he doesn't need. And Futurama may be kind of done here, as 2 AA batteries is going to be hard to jump on. It's going to be hard to overwhelm. He is going to be able to pick up another Harvester kill. And man, these power plants are just They're just not enough. Futurama probably should try and, yeah, do exactly that. Chip away at this AA battery, because his only real chance... Oh, 2 AA batteries get dropped, and somehow this superior Steel Talons Air Force is still holding its own against the terrifying ground forces of our ZOCOM player. Jackster, in one moment, he could win this game if the Hammerheads overcommit a little bit too much. If he's able to jump on them with a lot of splash damage, his Pitbulls get some shots off, get some volleys. And Futurama just ticking away slowly, trying to get out more Hammerheads. He does have an extra Rifleman squad there, you know, sold off from somewhere. Unfortunately for Futurama, there are no mutant hovels, and he sells off the power plant, gets himself an extra Rifleman. It's probably worth it. You know, you get a little bit of cash, you get the Rifleman as well, heal up all of your Hammerheads, and then head back out. Almost every single Harvester has been eliminated on the Jackster side of the map. And this is not the direction I thought this game was going to go. Futurama and Jackster providing an unusual match on an unusual map, as Jackster looks desperately to find his angle to win the game. Now again, if Jackster realized how close to death Futurama is... Okay, he's trading out into an airfield. Is it going to be just going for Firehawks and anti-air missiles? I think that might be the play here for Jackster. If Futurama realizes this, if he's able to jump on that airfield, it might be worth sack. Ooh, an AA battery in the perfect spot from Jackster. Nicely done there. And as soon as the first Firehawk gets out, this is going to be a lot harder for Futurama to try and pull something out here. First Firehawk still is not out just yet. It's so incredibly close. Jackster lost his Tiberium Spike a long, long time ago. Oh, if he could jump on the Tier 3 as well. One APC goes down, one Pitbull as well. All of the Hammerheads still around, and there's the low power mode. Can he get it? Can he jump on it? The Harvester, if he kills that, that would do the same thing as killing that airfield. I guess he could sell something off, but no. Jackster will get out his Firehawk. I would love if he actually was just going for an Orca and not a Firehawk. AA battery comes back online, but it gets broken down. Low power mode! He low power modes his refinery! And the first Firehawk is out, loaded up with those anti-air missiles, and Futurama is just going to have to run for it. He's going to have to clear out of this space. He's going to try and split. Nice split against that Firehawk, and the heroic rocket squad's doing really good damage. Unfortunately for Futurama, he loses one of his rocket squads. Not sure if it was one of the heroic ones or not, but he loses a rocket squad, which reduces his effectiveness against that Firehawk in the future. The APC's so close to guarding this MCV, but this MCV is so close to death as the APCs commit to the attack. The Firehawk comes in, and Futurama is just going for it. He kills the ground army. Everything goes down, and he jumps on the MCV, and that might be it for Jackster. No way to kill these Hammerheads. No, another Firehawk comes off the deck just in time, but does it have any anti-air missiles? No, I think it might have bombs. I'm not sure if he actually, yeah, okay, he does have the anti-air missiles, but he can't refuel, and no more power. Jackster has been defeated. I was not ready for that game. And yet, what a fun ZOCOM versus Steel Talons. I love the way that developed into Steel Talons with all of the aircraft and ZOCOM with all of the ground forces. Futurama just almost flatlining there on the income for half of that game. But his Tib Spike just causing the smallest stair step upward. Jackster kind of exploding with economy, but he ended up just spending it on stuff that just got picked off. Futurama, a clinic in chipping away at your opponent's army. Hit after hit after hit, single units at a time sometimes. That will do it for this game, for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.